Welcome to NuttieBuddie Sports.
Let's do it.
The San Francisco 49ers versus the Green Bay Packers.
Okay, so did you guys see how I put there can only be one there? There can only be one. Okay, so we're going to preview again 3 questions for my panel. Now, all the audience, the listeners, remember there is a lot of bias in this room. The 3 of these 4 people that are talking are Packer fans, so just take everything they say with a large grain of salt. So let's start with this. Shanahan or LaFleur, which head coach do you trust more? I'll let you guys think about it. Shannon, you want to go?
Well, I'm going to take LaFleur because he has less losses than Shanahan. He may not have the experience, but he made it to the NFC Championship game in every single year he's been coaching. So I just think that he brings a new twist, a new flavor. I think that he learned his lesson last year, and he's putting everything he can into the playoffs this year because he does not want to have that happen again.
Okay, yeah, I like it. Anything else? Anyone? Go ahead, Nate.
I'm doing this whole segment based on my head, not my heart, Ryan. Okay.
Okay.
There's no bias here. I think Shanahan is the better coach. He has a lot more in-game adjustments. LaFleur, I think his record is he's a good coach, but I think a lot of it's based on having Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback. I've always liked Shanahan as a coach. He seems to step up in big spots. So if I had to pick one, I would pick Shanahan.
How about you, Rue?
I'm gonna say I don't really know. I think both of them have had some blunders when it's mattered, and I think Shanahan's had more. So I guess that's why I could see, if it comes to a tight game, it's going to be interesting. So I'll go with my heart and pick LaFleur. But I think they've both had enough. And Shanahan's been to Super Bowl, so that kind of leaves him higher. But he's also had some pretty big blunders in there, not as a coach, but as I guess as a coach too. But yeah, I think that's a good question.
Yeah, I thought this was an interesting question because I feel like Shanahan is better at like scheming people open. He gets people open, and like, he's had Garoppolo, right? He doesn't have Aaron Rodgers. So like, it's just a difference. Even Mike McCarthy won 13, 14 games with 15 games with Aaron Rodgers. And we see what kind of head coach he can be. So it's hard, but LaFleur is better at like game managing things, at least better than Kyle Shanahan, because we've seen even last week where there was a couple of times when Kyle Shanahan was just trying too hard. Like I go back, Chris made this point too, with that 4th and 1, it was a QB sneak and they had all that motion beforehand. It's just like, just sneak it. Like you only have to get a half a yard, you cause. So some of his game management is to me a little silly, Shanahan. So if I had to pick, I would only pick Shanahan because I've seen him do it without a Hall of Fame quarterback. That's the only reason why. But I don't want to hold that against LaFleur either. And I think he has his strong suits as well. But yeah, I could take either one of these guys. Okay.
That's Ryan.
Yeah. let's go to, that the hot takes are not coming in. Okay, let's go to the next one. Here we go. Deebo Samuel or Davante Adams? Again, with your head, not your heart. Go ahead, Nate.
What do you want out of your receiver? You want a better receiver? You're going to take Davante Adams, route running, catching. You want someone who is dangerous everywhere? Deebo Samuel. Just look at the rushing yards he had against the Cowboys. He's a threat from all over the field. Adams is better too because of his Rodgers connection. So I think they're both extremely good players. Deebo is very undervalued in the NFL, and to me that's a toss-up.
Okay, so let me ask this question, just a little different, because you're absolutely right. Which one of these two will make a bigger impact in the game?
I think they're both going to make a huge impact in the game.
Oh,
No, seriously though. I think Deebo is going to have a lot of impact in the run game, because that is Green Bay's weak spot. We saw what he did last week. He's been doing it all season. I think Adams is going to have a lot of catches. He's probably going to have 10 to 12 catches in the game. So I think of the two teams, they're both going to be the star on the offenses.
Okay, I like that. Rue?
Yeah, Deebo scares me for, like what Nate said, the running of the defense. The run defense for the Packers isn't ideal. And Deebo, it's not a fluke. I mean, he's broke the record for most rushing touchdowns for a receiver. I mean, that's not normal. And then to do what he can do also out there. I mean, so he scares me a lot. I'm afraid of him and Kittle, actually. But I think the Niners don't have a response for Devontae either. I think they're both going to have huge days. I mean, it's a hard one to say, but they're, another hot take. They're both going to do awesome.
Okay, how about you, Shannon?
Well, I think they're both like you guys have said before. I think they're both going to have big games. The difference in this game is the Green Bay Packers defense is getting healthy, and the San Francisco defense is going the opposite way. So in that respects, I think Davante Adams will definitely have his catches, and Deebo Samuel's got a target on his back. They're going to be looking for wherever he is on the field at all times.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to say. I know that last week he averaged 7.2 yards a carry for 10 carries, which is kind of ridiculous that you would average that as a running back. I think that it's important that San Francisco is smart. This is where Kyle Shanahan is a really smart head coach. He's like, this is my best playmaker. I'm going to get him the ball, whether it's passing or running. And hopefully Matt LaFleur, right? Yeah, he does the same way. No, am I saying that? Right, coach? There's another LaFleur, Mike. Well, his brother got interviewed by the Dolphins. That's why it's in my head. Anyway, so I think he just has to find ways to give Davante Adams the ball, and I think he will. It's just that it's going to be interesting. Do we know if Bosa and Warner are going to play? I thought Bosa was supposed to, Nate.
Bosa, Willis, and Warner did not practice. So, I mean, they don't technically have to give their reports out yet. So, I mean, it's a toss-up.
Shannon?
I just know Bosa's in concussion protocol, and it all depends on that. The other guys I think will play, but I think Bosa's the biggest question because of it being a concussion.
Okay. Rue?
And I do think that ankle injury for Warner is huge. I mean, that dude's based on speed. I mean, he's super strong too, but if you can get him to have to cut a little slower with play action or misdirection, that's going to be big because that dude's a monster.
Yeah, no, it's true. It would change. It definitely changed the game. Okay. Running the ball. So in this game, which team do you trust running the ball? Mainly I bring this up because it's going to be cold. There might be snow, or it might have snowed beforehand. When I checked the weather last, it was supposed to have snowed, I think, beforehand leading up to the game. So I think running the ball is going to be interesting or important in this game. So what do you guys got for me? Who do you think's going to do a better job of it? Go ahead, Rue.
I'm unfortunately been having flashbacks of Raheem Mostert running all over wherever and did whatever he wanted to do. But I don't think that's going to change a ton. But I do like that the Packers are getting a little healthier on defense. There might be a chance that, they might be able to do a little bit more and force them to have to pass a little bit more. But I do think that the Packers have been showing too, they're willing to run. So I think the Niners are just better equipped, but I think the Packers are gonna run it right down their throat too.
Yeah, Nate, you have anything to add?
The question was, who's going to be better running the ball?
Yeah.
Yes, both.
Yeah.
I hate to do that again, but seriously, I honestly think that whoever stops the run is the team that's going to win. I think they both have good rushing attack, and honestly, to me, I know we'll get into X factor later, but I think the run defense on both sides, who can stop the ball, is a big deal.
Yeah, Shannon?
I like AJ Dillon in the cold. Deebo Samuel and Elijah Mitchell aren't the size that AJ Dillon is. And in the cold, to me, a downhill running big back is more effective. And I think Green Bay does better in the ground than the 49ers do. And that's not biased because of being a Packer fan. I think that's just what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, I do have to say, with the Packers having both AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones, I just kind of like that they're two right back. But like, man, Samuel runs tough. He's tough. Rue, you had your hand?
Yeah, I do. Like, I think the Niners are forced to run. So I think they're going to have more yards, but I think the Packers are going to be effective and be able to control the game with the running game. So that's why I guess I was split, but I think the Packers are going to be more effective because they're going to be able to run when they have to.
Yeah, I agree. I think if I had to lean, I'd lean a little bit more towards the Packers because the heavy running backs, but you have like the flashbacks to the Niners running all over them. That's got to be a little scary. Okay, let's go on to the Niners. So the Niners will win if. So this is just some of the takes that I had. I'm just going to get them all up there real quick. Let's see here. Okay. So the Niners have a better defense statistically. Statistically, they actually have a better offense. Did you guys know that? Yeah, I think they're 11th, or no, they're 9th, and the Packers were 11th or something like that. They need to get to Rodgers. They average 3 sacks per game, and they are like 5th in the league at getting to the quarterback. Now, how much, because we saw it against Dallas, right? Early on with Bosa, they got to the quarterback, but once Bosa got injured, it seemed like the pass rush died. So it's almost like it really depends on if Bosa's out there, right? I mean, that's really what's going to determine that. Anything to add on those points, guys, so far, Shannon?
Something not on your list here. 49ers win if they dominate special teams and get a kickoff or a punt return, because that is the one area Green Bay is seriously lacking in. And if I think you go either way on both sides of the ball for either team, but the special teams, if the 49ers get some kind of points off of special teams, then I would say they can win the game.
Beautiful point. I forgot. Yeah, that's a great point, Shannon. What do you guys think? Are you other two? Are you a little nervous about the special teams? Go ahead, Rue.
Yeah, I think the special teams is, I mean, how can it not be? It's been atrocious like all season. And I do think, though, kind of with your points, if they can get pressure with 4, it's gonna be tough. Which I think, if Bosa plays, I even thought after he went out, they were still getting there. They weren't getting home, but they're still wreaking havoc back there, which is what's scary to me. So I guess if Bakhtiari is back and healthy, I know he had like a little hiccup, like he didn't practice today or something. I don't know what exactly that was, but if they can't block 4, it's going to make it real tough on Rodgers. So that's a huge key, is that D line, the pressure it can bring.
Yeah, Nate.
I think the Niners have to worry about Jimmy G. He had an interception last week. That was an overthrow. That was his 5th interception due to an overthrow this season. That's the most of any quarterback in the NFL. Packers have a top 10 secondary. They're only getting, I don't know if Jair's coming back. I would assume he's been in practice and they've been waiting for this. Their secondary is solid. If Jimmy G's putting the Packers in good field position because he turns the ball over, that's trouble for the Niners.
Yeah, that's a great point. Just one more thing I just want to mention with the Niners, because we talked a lot about getting to Rodgers, is they need to run the ball. So effectively, they averaged almost 160 yards the last 3 games, and Deebo Samuel will be a big part of that, I think, if they're going to be effective at it. Let's go to Packers win if. How do you guys feel about Aaron Rodgers being right there in front of you right now? Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? Okay, Packers win if simply they have Aaron Rodgers. So to me, like, they have the better quarterback clearly in this game, and Aaron Rodgers can win games for you. So if he plays at the level we know he can play at, I just think the Packers can win, right? And sometimes that's just putting the Packers in the best position with the best play, right? It's not necessarily that he throws the ball all the time, but like let's run this way or that way, or we're going to do a draw play or a bubble screen or something like that. Just putting the team in the best position to play, to succeed, I should say, not to play. Putting the team in the best position to succeed is what I meant to say. Yeah. This goes along with what you just said, Nate. Force turnovers. The Packers are third in turnover margin, where the 49ers are 22nd. So what you mentioned, Nate, is the fact that the Niners turn the ball over and the Packers don't. So that could end up being the reason why the Packers win. Anything else to add to this? Go ahead, Shannon.
So the Packers win if they get off to a fast start and keep their foot on the gas. You look at some of the games where they have won against the Browns on Christmas Day. They let the Browns back in that game when they were well in hand early on, and they just need to keep the pressure applied if they do get a lead.
Yeah, that's a thing that really concerns me with the Packers, was just that they let teams stick around. And I like the Ravens with Huntley and Baker Mayfield and the Browns. Nate?
Yeah, I'm just checking. It's not against the rules to beat a team by 30, right? Like, you can do that. You can keep your foot on the gas.
Well, yeah, I think so.
Because that doesn't seem to happen. That seems to be since McCarthy days. Like, they just let teams back into it. So that's what I'm worried about, because the Niners, if they hang around, it's going to be dangerous come fourth quarter.
Yeah, I agree. The nice thing is that it could end up be where Jimmy Garoppolo makes a mistake, even if it is close. That's the thing that you have going for you. Okay, go ahead, Nate.
And Green Bay is undefeated at home this year, correct? No one's come into Lambeau and beat them. I think that's a fact. So that helps.
That is what we call a statistical bomb right there. Did you guys hear the stat bombs? Yeah, on the pod. Okay, well, go ahead and listen. Avery sent me some stats about the Bills and Chiefs game, and I did like a recording over it, like bomb dropping, and I called it stat bombs. So yeah, you're welcome when you listen to that. Okay, let's go into our predictions. So let's just talk about the people who aren't here real quick that picked the game. Luke, Avery, Chris, Ryan, Eric, Zach, Travis all picked the Packers. So remember, let me know score X factor when you pick the game, guys. And then no one picked the 49ers. Nobody picked the 49ers. In fact, everybody in this room has well picked the Packers. So let's start maybe with Shannon. Why do you got the Packers?
It's at home. They want revenge. Even though the last time these teams met, I believe it was week 4, I believe. The Packers had a last second field goal to win the game, but I don't think this one is as close. Not that it won't be close. I just think there's too many things going in favor of the Packers, especially getting healthy. I think even if they do have to put backups in, I think their backups are more than capable. I like the Packers here by 8.
Okay. So you got an X factor?
Aaron Rodgers. I think if he throws 2 touchdown passes, you get a couple more on the ground. I see the Packers getting well over 30.
Okay, nice. Rue?
Though I'm confident that the Packers win, I'm not confident like Nate discussed, they don't blow teams out. And they're built strong where we're weak, I feel like. So I'll say 27-24. X factor to keep it close is how well Jimmy Garoppolo plays. But I'm pretty confident the Packers win this.
Nice. Nate?
So I don't think the Packers will lose either. Obviously the Niners make me nervous because they just seem like a team that always comes in and beats a team I'm confident in. So I'm going to go Packers 31-17. But my X factor is Deebo Samuel. Like Rue, I see Deebo possibly having a Raheem Mostert type game. And if that happens, I'm going to cry because that means we're going to lose. But I don't think that's going to happen. It's possible, but I'm going to go Packers 31-17.
31-17. Nice. I'm also going with the Packers. I was like this close to picking the Niners just to be a contrarian, but I was like, no, that's such a Travis move. I'm not going to do that. So I'm picking the Niners. I'm picking the Packers. I think the X factor is number one, Bosa being healthy. I think the Niners need to be healthy, and then that defensive line, because we know that just like any other quarterback, that if you can get to Aaron Rodgers, it can be a long day for the Packers offense. I kind of still like the Packers offensive line. I think Aaron Rodgers is good enough to handle that. So that's why I have the Packers winning. And I'm with you. If the other X factor would be the running backs on both sides. That's what I would say. The better run game is going to win. I'm going to pick the Packers though. I'm going to say probably I'm going to say 24-20. I think it being cold, it might be a little bit lower scoring of game. And I'm going to predict that it ends on a Jimmy Garoppolo interception. That's my prediction. So I'm if that happens, guys, I'm going to post this all over online. I'll need your help.
If it comes down to a Jimmy G interception because they're driving to take the lead, you're going to have to call an ambulance because I'm going to be on the floor having a heart attack.
We got a hot take.
Okay. Guys ready to move on to the next game?
Nate.
Well, there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed us breaking down the Green Bay Packers against the San Francisco 49ers. What are your guys' thoughts of the game? Who do you think is going to win? What is the score going to be? And what are some of the X factors that you're looking for in this game? Let us know in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel for more content. And if you'd like to listen to the rest of the podcast, click on the links below. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you guys enjoyed.